So Supergirl Lives was an interesting episode of Supergirl, not only because it took place on another planet, but because it was directed by Kevin Smith. And this isn't the first time he's directed a CW show, but he wanted, of course, to direct this because he wrote the script to the um, failed movie back in the 1990s, Superman Lives, and this sort of episode of Supergirl bears resemblance to that, and it's sort of a passion project for him. So he really left his stamp on this episode, and you could tell somebody else directed it, and I actually really liked this episode. It was a great way to get back into Supergirl, and a great way to pick up the pace. So, to recap, the episode starts off with Supergirl chasing down a truck of jewel thieves are in the truck, and she blows up the truck and captures one of the guys, but two of the guys get away, and the Guardian kicks their butts, except one guy escapes, and he is able to get to Win, and he almost kills Win, and so Win is traumatized. He doesn't want to work with James anymore. He doesn't want to work with the Guardian anymore, and so throughout this episode we actually see him grow in that aspect. We see him sort of have to get over his fears and conquer them, and it's one of the coolest parts of this episode, but that comes up later on. So after this beginning action sequences, Kara and Mon-El go to a clinic. They're trying to find this missing person who's been reported. So they go to this clinic, and they get pushed into this portal to another world. It turns out that this clinic that was a fake, it was a farce, and basically they were using it to transport other people to another world to be sold as slaves. So they get captured by this alien named Joe, and he helps them out and tells them, where the base is and how the fortress is impenetrable. Then both of them go to the fortress and get captured on purpose to try to break everybody else out. But it turns out that they all had to work together and band together because Supergirl and Mon-El, Kara and Mon-El are both don't have their powers because of the Red Suns. They all had to fight their way out, and at the same time, Alex and Win come through the portal and fight through as well. So there's some awesome set pieces, of course, because it's taking place on another planet, and some awesome action sequences because all the alien weaponry, all these alien slavers' weaponry going off throughout the episode. And we actually did get a nice nod to the 4-part crossover because we saw a Dominator who was going to buy all of them at a certain point. And for some reason, the Dominator didn't want to kill Mon-El. So I don't know why that was, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Because at the end of the episode, we also saw this guy looking for Mon-El come to the old slaver's place and kill the slaver because he lost him. So basically, in the end, they all go through the portal. Kara destroys it, and Kara and Mon-El have a great scene together. And their chemistry in this episode actually is very, genuine, and that's something I've been craving in Supergirl. A lot of the relationship stuff between Mon-El and Kara has not been genuine for a long time. So we actually get to see that at the end of the episode. They make it up, and of course, Kara turns in her story, and Chipper is pleased with it. So as my score for this episode has to be an 8.2, and I'll tell you why. Jimmy, or not Jimmy, excuse me, Win gets over his fears, which is great because Win hasn't really had a character developing episode in a while, so it was cool to see him have that sort of arc this episode. And it was very Kevin Smith also left his mark in this episode, which helped this episode be a stronger episode, and you could tell he really put a lot of passion in the project because it showed in all the cinematography and all the angles of the cameras, and it was just a really well-made episode altogether. And Mon-El and Kara's dynamic was phenomenal in this episode. It was one of the best dynamics I've seen on the show in a long time. The only thing that I don't like about this episode is the whole Alex-Maggie subplot, and normally it works throughout the series, but it really didn't work this episode because the whole reason they were mad at each other just didn't make sense in this episode. But overall, this was a phenomenal episode of Supergirl, but it did have its issues. Again, it was bogged down with subplots that we didn't really care about. We mainly care about the slavers on the other planet. So I'd have to give Supergirl Lives, episode 9 of season 2 of Supergirl, a 8.2 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed this review and recap. Remember, like and subscribe for more. This has been Jonesy from Joneser TV, signing off.